I thank my colleague for yielding. I must say, Police Week was something that, when I was a prosecutor at the federal level and at the state level, was something I looked forward to. I worked closely with police officers, local, state, and federal. They worked together as brothers and sisters in coordination and cooperation with prosecutors. And in many instances, they had task forces where the federal and local worked together, knowing that that was the way that made them most effective. So it was deeply disappointing to see the bills that came through this week that are supposed to be honoring police officers for Police Week. And some of these came through the Judiciary Committee beforehand, which I sit on. And so I raised objections at the time with respect to this legislation, which was ignored. And so it's with a heavy heart, frankly, that I rise today, because I think it's very clear. I think one of the Republican speakers a few minutes ago noted that, I think he said 370 police officers have been shot. And it's clear that one of the greatest dangers police officers face on the street is from guns. And so the irony of the fact that the legislation that the Republicans have proposed do nothing about guns, in fact, don't even mention them in most cases, is really shocking. Now, my colleague from Massachusetts just mentioned a few minutes ago the Bipartisan Background Checks Act, H.R. 715, and he noted that the sponsor of that is a Republican, but he's the only Republican to join this bill. The other of the 207 co-sponsors are all Democrats, and I think that speaks volumes about where the Republicans are these days on this kind of issue. The H.R. 2870, the Raise the Age Act, which is aimed at bolstering public safety by raising the age for individuals to buy assault weapons from 18 to 21. Common sense legislation that's already 21 for handguns. Why wouldn't we do it for assault weapons? Well, guess what? We don't have one Republican co-sponsor for that legislation. And another example, H.R. 4992, that goes to ghost guns. And the issue about ghost guns is that they're totally untraceable firearms. So they've become the weapon of choice for criminals across the country, blue states, red states, Democratic and Republican jurisdictions alike. Zero Republican co-sponsors for that legislation. So it's with, I say, great disappointment that we come here today and we speak about Police Week, and we ought to be doing things to protect police officers from dangers on the street. But absolutely nothing that's in the legislative package that's being proposed would do that. And just one last point before I yield back. The defund language, none of that's pending legislation with respect to police in the Congress right now. The only defund language that I've seen right now is defund ATF
Gentleman's
and FBI.
Gentleman's time
I yield the
expired.
gentleman an additional 1 minute.
I thank the gentleman. Those are sponsored by Republicans. The defund the ATF bill is one sentence long. And so when I raised the question with the gentleman who proposed it in the committee, I said, how in the world is that supposed to work? How would you defund the entire ATF knowing that we've got gun cases pending there now, and same with the FBI, international prosecutions, cartels and the like, you would just shut them down like that? That's what those bills would do. Talk about irresponsible. That's what that proposal is right now. So let's get serious. We're facing major challenges. By the way, crime's going down in cities across the country. You mentioned the 2019 statistics. You stay with 2019 because violent crime has been going down in jurisdictions, including the District of Columbia, this year as well. So let's get serious. Let's focus on doing things that really help protect police officers and make the most out of Police Week. And with that, I yield back to my colleague.